changes or corrections will be given to you before each race. Currently, the track conditions are listed as muddy. It's 14 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Fahrenheit, and the wind is very light at 10 kilometers per hour, which is 6 miles per hour from the north, so the horses will be running into a headwind. Post time for race 1 is at 12:55 in just 6 minutes. The horses are now entering the track for today's first race. It's for Ontario sired maidens, 3-year-olds and upward, running for a purse of $13,000. Number 1, A Rare Award, owned by Earl Foster and ridden by jockey Max Padal. Number 2 is Howard Walton's Red and Wild Signature, Brian Bell in the saddle. Number 3 is Caraway's Mr. Azure, owned by the partnership of Wayne & Carroll Proctor and ridden by jockey Norman D'Souza. Number 4, Caraway's Zoomin' Lane, also owned by the partnership of Wayne & Carroll Proctor and ridden today by jockey Tony Phillips. And completing the field, number 5 is Hanover Hill Justine, owned by the Peacock Cattle Company and ridden today by jockey Rachel Isaacs. That is the field for the first race, going a distance of 330 yards. 2 minutes till post time. All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. All the horses have now reached the starting point. It's post time. Number 1, A Rare Award, is the first one in. Number 2, Red and Wild Signature, 1 of 2 in this field for trainer Rick Kennedy. Number 4 is Caraway Zoomin' Lane, 1 of 2 in the field for Wayne and Carol Proctor. Acting up in the gate, number 1, A Rare Award, has unseated its rider. Number 5, Hanover Hill Justine, is in. The gate crew is attending to the number 1 horse, A Rare Award. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, we have a late vet scratch at the gate in this upcoming first race. Scratch the number 1 horse, A Rare Award. Late vet scratch at the gate, the number 1, A Rare Award. Any tickets wagered on number 1, A Rare Award, will be given a full refund. Win, play, show, exactor, and triactor ticket. Number 2, Red and Wild Signature, remaining in the gates. Both number 5, Hanover Hill Justine, and 4, Caraway Zoomin' Lane, have been backed out. Appears that jockey Max Bedell is down behind the gates. And they are attending to rider Max Bedell. We have a slight delay before the start of race 1. Mutual is still open for wagering. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are under a slight delay. Mutual still open for wagering as we attend to jockey Max Bedell.
Good afternoon, racing fans. Ooh, there we go. That's much better. Welcome to AjaxDowns. I hope everybody has bought their program and got their free T-shirt from Ontario Sires Stakes and AjaxDowns. Of course, today we have the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby for 3-year-olds, one of 3 big stakes races this afternoon, and all 3 are in the Pick 4 wager, the most popular bet here, and that's races 5 through 8, 20-cent base bet. So while we're waiting here, I just wanted to let everybody know that we have lots of nice new merchandise over there. Make sure you get your program. If you're betting through HPI today, you get 3 times the points, reward points, after you bet a certain amount. I forget if it's $20 or $30. And you can get snacks and drinks over at the young lady over there in the shack, and there's also potato chips and pop and water over at the program booth. So enjoy your day, and we will hopefully get this first race off shortly.
Off very quickly towards the inside is Red and Wild Signature. On the extreme outside is Hanover Hill Justine. Those two coming down to the payoff. Who's it going to be? Red and Wild Signature wins it. Hanover Hill Justine second, and Caraway Zoomin Lane will complete the triactor. Race 1 unofficial 254. The unofficial winner of the first race was number 2, Red and Wild Signature. Second was number 5, Hanover Hill Justine. And third, number 4, Caraway Zoomin Lane. Results of the first race are now official. The winner is number 2, Red and Wild Signature. 3-year-old Bay Filly by the thoroughbred Signature Red out of This Girl Is Wild by Brookstone Bay. Both bred and owned by Howard Walton. Red and Wild Signature is trained by Rick Kennedy and ridden to victory by jockey Brian Bell. Red and Wild Signature winning the distance with a time of 17.832 seconds, carrying a speed index of 67. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read late vet scratch at the gate, 1432. Those are the total results of the first race. There are no changes in this upcoming second race. Horses racing with the flipping halter on are number 4, Mom's Extravagant Heart, and number 5, I Am the Eagle. Race 2 is race A of today's early pick 3. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, I will now bring you up to date with the rider changes on the remainder of the race card. Race 2 is clear. Race 3 is clear. Race 4 is our first change on the number 5 horse, I'm Speedy. Make the new rider Brian Bell. Brian Bell rides number 5, I'm Speedy, in the 4th race. Corrected weight will carry 5 pounds over. In race 5, that's the 10th running of the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby. Also the number 5 horse, Jess Raven, will now be ridden by jockey Josh Scott. Josh Scott rides number 5, Jess Raven. The corrected weight carries 128 pounds. In the 6th race, the number 1 horse, Firing Red Jess, is jockey Brian Bell, 5 pounds over. And number 3, Maryland Magic, is Rafael Hernandez, carrying the program weight of 120 pounds, not 130. 120 pounds on number 3, Maryland Magic. Then in the 8th and final race of the afternoon, rider change on number 5, Blazing Magician. The new rider is Rachel Isaacs. Rachel Isaacs on number 5, Blazing Magician, corrected weight 3 pounds over. We have Tony Phillips aboard number 2, Raptor, corrected weight 120 pounds. And also rider change on number 10, SW the Redeemer, now is Josh Scott. Josh Scott rides number 10, SW the Redeemer, corrected weight 128 pounds. Any further changes or corrections will be given to you before each race.
Hey there. Oh, looks like I have no hair. Okay, we have 9 minutes to post here for race 2 at AjaxDowns. We just had a slew of changes here for jockeys. Ricardo Moreno and JB Botello are both off their mounts today. Of course, earlier Carly Furlonger was off her mount, so make sure you check the changes scrolling along the bottom there for horses and trainers, jockeys changes today. So race 2 coming up. First leg of the pick 3, and let's take a look at some of the horses in this race. My guest host today, Bill Talon, and I were talking about what a strong field this is for a 5-horse grouping. We have stakes winners in here. I went with the 5-horse, I Am the Eagle, and it looks like a lot of the fans are going for I Am the Eagle as well. And he is in top form right now, having won 2 starts ago at this 1 class level lower, 2 class levels lower, and last time just getting edged, finishing second to America's Rocket Man, one of the top horses here. So I Am the Eagle, 3 to 5 currently. I think it's a bit of low, and he might go up as some of the other horses take some action, but there he is looking very calm, and he's got his game face on for the First Line Racing Syndicate. And if you want to get involved in quarter horse racing as an owner and a partnership, make sure you call the QROOI about the First Line Racing Syndicate. Also in this race, number 2, 5 Bar Fandango. This is a big, strong mare coming off her 2nd win of the season and a very powerful effort. And she was coming out of some really tough events where she was racing against stakes caliber horses such as Country's Coming Back. 5 Bar Fandango and Josh Scott broke sharply last time and were just long gone. posting a speed index of 94. There she is there, 5-bar Fandango. The Bryn Robertson stable, 32% wins this season. Another big year for Bryn and the gang. Let's take a look at number 4, Mom's Extravagant Heart. Gets a little bit more distance here, and I think that's going to help him. He's got a really nice record at 350 yards. He's had some slow beginnings this season, been in some tough races. He's one of those horses that he's too good for some of the speed index races and not quite as good to win some of the stakes events. So when a race like this with the average speed index of 95 and under comes around, he fits in quite snugly. Very good stretch run last time under his regular rider, Cassandra Jeske. And note that the second place finisher that day, Carneros, has come back to win. Might as well look at the rest of the horses here before the jockeys are up. Number 1, Hanover Hill Chelsea, stakes winner last season, 3 for 6 this year. This is a mare who loves to win races. She hasn't been breaking from the rail post this season, but last year she did win from the rail. We'll see how the inside is playing today, but she raced against stakes winners Firing Red Jess and Country Fried Chicken in her last 2 starts. So she's hard to leave out of it exactas. And number 3, Perry Funny Stephen, coming back in a week after trying a 110-yard gridiron gallop won by Horse of the Year Feisty Icon. So there's your 5-pack. Pick 3 starts here. Get your bets in for a really nice pick 3. And good luck with your wagers. And we'll see you after race 2.
The horses are now entering the track for today's second race. It's for 3-year-olds and upward with an average speed index of 95 and under, running for a purse of $11,500. Number 1 is the Peacock Cattle Company's Hanover Hill Chelsea. Jockey Tony Phillips aboard. Number 2 is 5-bar Fandango, owned by the partnership of Carol and Jamie Robertson. Josh Scott aboard. Number 3 is Perry Funny Stephen, owned by Christine Tavares and ridden by Corey Spataro. Number 4, Mom's Extravagant Heart, owned by Chantal Bourgeois and ridden by Cassandra Jeske. And number 5 is the First Line Racing Syndicate's I Am the Eagle, Ramiro Sanchez Castillo in the irons. That is your field for the second race, going a distance of 350 yards. 3 minutes till post time. Race 2 is race A of the early pick 3. All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. All the horses have now reached the starting point. It's post time. Number 1, Hanover Hill Chelsea is in. Number 2, 5 Bar Fandango, trying to run his winning streak to 2. Perry Funny Steven is in. 2 left to load. They are number 4, Mom's Extravagant Heart. And number 5, I Am the Eagle. They're at the post. And they're off. Oh, quickest towards the inside was Hanover Hill Chelsea. In the center is Perry Funny Steven. From the far outside is I Am the Eagle. Now shooting through the opening is 5 Bar Fandango. 5 Bar Fandango, a neck in front of Hanover Hill Chelsea. It looks like 5 Bar Fandango comes to the payoff victoriously. It's close for place with I Am the Eagle and Mom's Extravagant Heart. I'm going to call it 254 unofficial. The unofficial winner of the second race was number 2, 5 Bar Fandango. We had a place photo. In the place photo was number 5, I Am the Eagle, finishing second, with number 4, Mom's Extravagant Heart, finishing third. Fourth was number 1, Hanover Hill Chelsea. So the second race are now official. The winner is number 2, 5-Bar Fandango, 5-year-old Sorrel Mare by 5-Bar Cartel out of Had to Be Fandango by Had to Be Nuts. Bred and owned by the partnership of Carol and Jamie Robertson, 5-Bar Fandango is trained by Bryn Robertson and ridden to victory by jockey Josh Scott. 5-Bar Fandango winning the distance with a time of 18 seconds even, carrying a speed index of 88. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 41532. Those are the total results of the second race. In this upcoming third race, we have a steward scratch in the program. Scratch the number 6 horse, SWM Blonde Hair Blue Eyes. In this sixth race, there will be no superfecta wagering due to the steward scratch. Win, play, show, exactor, and triactor wagering only.
Five Bar Fandango. Favorite players, got the daily double, I hope. And 5 Bar Fandango, her 9th career win, 24 starts for Carol and Jamie Robertson. Owners and breeders from Hillsburg, Ontario, trainer Bryn Robertson, and a lovely Ontario-bred mare. And with me, Josh Scott, who has ridden her to 2 consecutive victories, only 15 days apart. And Josh, she was so impressive last time, and it pretty much was the same thing all over again. This was a tough race, though. Speed index average 95. I mean, those were some good horses. How was her performance today compared to last time?
Well, like you said, it's a lot tougher competition this time. These are like almost stake quality horses they're running against here. So I was a little worried with the surface today, but she got out pretty good, and we got a little squeeze there, and she just exploded for me when I asked her to, and never looked back.
And she's a half-sister to Had to Be Ivory, who races in the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship. I saw you giving her lots of lovin's in the winner's circle. Of course, we only have one racing day after today. That's next Wednesday. So presumably she's not racing again this year, and from what I gather, she's probably going to be a mama next year.
Yeah, the mare is such a classy mare. She just gives everything she has, and I really love what I do and love the horses, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing it. So, I got to thank Carol and Jamie Robinson and Brian Robertson for giving me the opportunity to ride her, such a nice horse, and hopefully her babies are just as good as her and her brother.
Well, congratulations, Josh. That was wonderful, and nice to see you giving her lots of lovin's. I know you have some pickup mounts throughout the afternoon, so you were very busy now. So off you go, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys. Good luck. Had to be Ivory later.
Okay, and we have race 3 coming up in 14 minutes. And we're here for race 300 yards, and this is a speed index event for horses with an average of 75 and under. And we have one scratch, number 6. SWM, blonde hair, blue eyes, is scratched from this race. Right now, the big favorite is the 5, Jumpin' Bojangles. She looks like a contender in this event. Cassandra Jeske has ridden her in every start, and they have won 2 of their last 3 starts together. And they make one step up in class after the most recent win when she beat Jazz Steppen, and the Lady is a Winner. And the Lady is a Winner is in this event as well. Jumpin' Bojangles is an Oklahoma bred for Nadia Marcoux and Robin Brownhill, and really coming into her own. She's 300 yards, and she's won at 330 yards, and today goes 300 yards. So very good form for the 5-horse Jumpin' Bojangles. Now, between Bill and I, Bill joining me on the pregame show, we picked different horses in here. I picked the 2. Waving Back At Ya. This is a gray filly for Rick Crispy, trainer Tom Dunlop, and they've had a really good season this year, 24% wins from 51 starters, and this gal started off the year really well. She came in half a length of winning her first 2 starts, and then she had to tread into some tougher waters, and things have been a little bit, difficult for her in her last couple of races, but now she drops 2 class levels, coming out of a race that was by I Am the Eagle, who we saw just get beat in a 95. And who did he like? He liked the same horse. But we also like the 3-horse, I Think Icon. Very quick gray mare. She comes out of the gate and she just goes. Finished 3rd in her most recent race, an allowance event, and fits nicely at this speed index level. Taking a look at the horses right now as they are getting for riders up. Waving Back At Ya. Very sharp with trainer Tom Dunlop here. And actually, I Think Icon also looking quite sharp. Take a look at the ponies, too, because they're all dressed up in their Halloween duds. We've got one of them dressed up as a Harley Davidson. And lots of fun costumes on the ponies today. So that sets up race 3. Good luck with your wagers, and we'll see you with the winner right after the race.
The horses are now entering the track for today's third race. It's for 3-year-olds and upward with an average speed index of 75 and under, running for a purse of $9,500. Number 1, The Lady is a Winner, owned by Rick Crispy and ridden today by jockey Ismael Mosquera. Number 2 is Wavin' Back at Ya, also owned by Rick Crispy and ridden by jockey Ramiro Sanchez Castillo. Number 3 is I Think I Can, owned by Christine Tavares, Brian Bell in the saddle. Number 4, I Want Corona, owned by Debbie Slater and ridden by Norman D'Souza. And completing the field, number 5 is Jumpin' Bojangles, owned by the partnership of Nadia Marcoux and Robin Brownhill, Cassandra Jeske in the irons. Scratch number 6, SWM Blonde Hair Blue Eyes. That is your field for the third race, going a distance of 300 yards. 3 minutes till post time. All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. All the horses have now reached the starting point and they're loading into the gates. The first one in is number 1, The Lady is a Winner. One of 2 in this field for owner Rick Crispy and trainer Tom Dunlap. Stablemate number 2, Wavin' Back at Ya is in. One of 2 grays in this field. The other gray right alongside is number 3, I Think I Con. Number 4, I Want Corona, the lone gelding in the field. And the last one to load, number 5, Jumpin' Bojangles, trying to run her winning streak to 2. They're at the post. And they're off. I Think I Con got out quickly in the center. Away second, the lady is a winner. Between horses is waving back at you. Then it's back to Jumpin' Bojangles and I Want Corona. I Think I Con in the center. Towards the rail is the lady is a winner. But I Think I Con is I Think I Won. Second was number 2, waving back at you. Jumpin' Bojangles completes the triactor. Race 3 unofficial, 3-2-5. The unofficial winner of the third race was number 3, I Think I Con. Second, number 2, waving back at ya. In the show photo, it was number 5, Jumpin' Bojangles, finishing third, with number 1, the lady is a winner, finishing fourth. The results of the third race are now official. The winner is number 3, I Think I Con, 6-year-old gray mare by Sugarman Perry out of Speedy Icon by Mr. Eye Opener. Bred and owned by Christine Tavares, I Think I Con is trained by Joe Tavares and ridden to victory by jockey Brian Bell, his second winner on the afternoon. I Think I Con winning the distance with a time of 15.848 seconds, carrying a speed index of 80. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 4-2-1-5-3 scratch. Those are the total results of the third race. In this upcoming fourth race, we have a couple of vet scratches in your program. Scratch both number 1, Easy Street, and number 4, Tempting First Dash. We have a rider change on number 5, I'm Speedy. The new rider is Brian Bell. Corrected weight carries 5 pounds over. No superfecta wagering in this upcoming fourth race.
The 6-year-old gray mare, she did it again. I Think Icon. This is her 6th career win. Congratulations to owner and breeder Christine Tavares, trainer Joe Tavares, and jockey Brian Bell is joining me. He's won 2 of the first 3 races today. We didn't catch up with him after the first, but and he has a busy day here on in. But Brian, tell me about this wonderful mare. You've ridden her a bunch of times this year. Last time finished 3rd to Fast Streak and Nick, her stablemate. But she, it's her first win of the season, but boy, she's a hard-knocking mare.
You know what, she's a very hard-knocking mare, and the distance is a big thing with her. Like, she really likes that short distance, and for her, she doesn't get it all the time, but when she does, she seems to be really tough in there.
Now, would you say you broke from post position 3? The track is drying out. Seems like it's playing pretty fairly. The times have been quick. How is it out there for you?
So far, it looks pretty good. I started out in the 2 on the first race, and it seemed to be okay there. And then this mare here was in the 3-hole, broke from the 3, and sort of drifted into the 4, and stayed right in that path. So yeah, it seemed to be pretty good down there too.
How do you feel about your chances in the big race, the 8th race today, the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity, that lovely 2-year-old first cold wave, sizing up the race? How does it look?
I'll tell you what, I took him out on training day on Sunday, and he felt like $1 million. But again, going back to a 2-year race, anything can happen. I'm really high on him, but again, you got some real nice 2-year-olds, some of the best we have, and I hope he can get it done today.
Well, he's an Ontario bred, so that would be extra sweet for sure. Well, congratulations, Brian, winning 2 out of the first 3. Good luck the rest of the day.
All right, thank you.
And we are going to catch up with race 4 coming up in 17 minutes.
Horse racing makes me feel alive. Horse racing, very thrilling. Horse racing, the speed, be as one with the animal, nothing on earth, on the planet like it.
Back in the summer of '69, AjaxDowns opened its doors. It all started when the Peacock family, already big into horse racing, felt a racetrack was the perfect recreational use of their property, especially since Sunday activities in the area were limited. Many remember Peacock Downs and its old J-track. The track was J-shaped and uniquely curved to the right, the opposite way of the other North American tracks. They trained all the horses to turn right, not left, to avoid the highway, and it worked this way for 30 years. In 2009, Peacock Downs became AjaxDowns, and a state-of-the-art 6-furlong oval racetrack was constructed. With about half a century of established horse racing history, AjaxDowns offers world-class racing with horse speeds of 45 miles an hour. It offers slots, dining, and live entertainment, and is still the best activity to take part in on a Sunday afternoon.
Here we are, race 4, and this is a 330-yard speed index event, average speed index 85 and under, which means their last 3 races, the average of their speed indexes is 85 and under. Now we have a shortened field here. We have 2 scratches, the 1 Easy Street and the 4 Tempting First Dash are both scratched, and we have rider changes here as well, I believe. Number 5, I'm Speedy. We have a rider change on him, and that's Brian Bell. So we got 4 horses in here, but it's pretty hard to separate them because all 4 are in pretty good form. Number 3, Down in Carolina, ridden by Ismail Mosquera, currently second leading rider by wins here. And Down in Carolina, an Ontario bred, has had a fabulous season. He has been in the top 3 8 times in his 9 races this season, and Ismail has ridden him most of his races, and 3 victories, but none at this 330-yard distance, but he's only tried it 1 time. But the horse has been consistently good, and coming off a second-place finish to the streaking Hanover Hill Teresa, who competes in the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby. So Down in Carolina, currently 2-1, and in super form, tough to leave out of your exactas. We will look at the number 2 horse, Jessa Prima Donna. This is the gal who won the Rich Princess Derby earlier this season. There she is, looking very sharp with co-owner and trainer Craig Spada. And the Spada barn, 16 victories this season, matching their best total since Craig went out on his own training horses. She's just had a little bit of, issue with breaking sharply from the gate in her last couple of starts. She's raced against some of the top horses. Peacock Derby against the boys and the girls, finished 5th after hopping at the start, and then last time really didn't give herself any chance when she really leapt up, and she was almost even money that day. Of course, the winner, 5 Bar Fandango, has already won today. But if Jessa Prima Donna gets a little bit smarter start from the gate today, she's a major contender to get back into winning form. Number 5, I'm Speedy. Bill Talon picked I'm Speedy in our pregame show, and he he's at the same class level as he was last time, but Bill was noting that it was a tougher field, and I believe he's right. The winner, America's Rocket Man, 4 wins this season, one of our top horses. I Am the Eagle was second, and we saw him finish second today. And the final horse in the race, number 6, Red Wagon Dust, coming off a bit of a freshening for Amanda McCormick. He's even money right now. He's won 2 races in a row, and Tony Phillips rides him. Good luck with your wagers in race 4.
The horses are now entering the track for the 4th race. It's an allowance for 3-year-olds and upward with an average speed index of 85 and under, running for a purse of $10,500. Scratch number 1, Easy Street. Number 2, Jessa Prima Donna, owned by the partnership of Craig Spada and Isaac Fair, and ridden by Corey Spataro. Number 3 is Down in Carolina, owned by Emily Obu, and ridden today by jockey Ismail Mosquera. Scratch number 4, Tempting First Dash. Number 5 is I'm Speedy, owned by Les Baker, Brian Bell in the saddle. And number 6 is Red Wagon Dust, owned by Amanda McCormick and ridden by jockey Tony Phillips. That is your field for the 4th race, going a distance of 330 yards. 3 minutes till post time. The horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. Well, the horses have now reached the starting point and they're loading into the gates. The first one in, number 2, Jessa Prima Donna, the lone 3-year-old filly in this field. Number 3 is Down in Carolina. 5 is I'm Speedy, trying to give jockey Brian Bell his 3rd win of the afternoon. Acting up, number 2, Jessa Prima Donna. And the last one going in, number 6, Red Wagon Dust. They're at the post. And they're off. Red Wagon Dust on the extreme outside. Towards the inside is Jessa Prima Donna. Then it's back to I'm Speedy and Down in Carolina. Jessa Prima Donna, the one to call her. I'm Speedy is trying to gain. Those two coming down to the payoff. Jessa Prima Donna is going to go gate to wire and win it by a length and a quarter. I'm Speedy was second. And Red Wagon Dust completes the triactor. Race for an official 256. Official winner of the 4th race was number 2, Jessa Prima Donna. Second, number 5, I'm Speedy. Third, number 6, Red Wagon Dust. And fourth, number 3, Down in Carolina. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Stewart's inquiry in this 4th race regarding the number 3 horse Down in Carolina for a possible unfair start. Hold all tickets, please, until the 4th race has been posted official. Ladies and gentlemen, after a review of the video, the stewards have determined that number 3 down in Carolina was given a fair start. Therefore, there will be no refund available on number 3 down in Carolina. The numbers on the board will become official momentarily.
Well, that race is just about to become official. I want to say congratulations to Jessa Prima Donna, our Princess Derby winner this year, and she got back on track with a comfortable win here, 87 speed index, her third win in 8 races. Congratulations to Corey Spataro, our leading rider, and joining me is Craig Spada, co-owner with Isaac Fair and trainer. Craig, that was your 17th winner this year, and that is a new high mark for you since you started training on your own a few years ago. It must feel good.
Oh, it's always good to win. You never get tired of that. That's for sure.
Jessa Prima Donna provided you with a nice big win this year in the Princess Derby and 3 scores. She did have a little bit of a hopping thing going on her last couple of races. How does a trainer get the focus back on a good horse like this?
Well, we had some problems. We worried about her back end a little bit, but we did a little bit of work on her there, and I think that helped her out. We always got to maintain these horses, right? That's what it's all about, and you try to be as consistent as heck in finding what's wrong with them, but sometimes you just can't pinpoint it right away. And it takes a couple of races like this, and we changed up a little bit with her blinkers a little bit and closing them up a little bit tighter, and seemed to get her refocused, and we'll hopefully have a good horse for next year with her.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Jessa Prima Donna is coming back next year. You have a great team, your daughter Lauren and your right-hand man there, Matt Storms. You guys have had a tremendous year, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a great year. We appreciate all your work and time, too.
Thank you, Craig. All right, let's make this race official.
The results of the 4th race are now official. The winner is number 2, Jessa Prima Donna, 3-year-old Sorrel Filly by One Sweet Jess, out of Favorite Prima Donna by Favorite Cartel. Foaled in Louisiana by Leroy Janacek Jr., Jessa Prima Donna is owned by the partnership of Craig Spada and Isaac Fair, trained by Craig Spada, and ridden to victory by jockey Corey Spataro. Jessa Prima Donna winning the distance with a time of 17.156 seconds, carrying a speed index of 87. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read Vet Scratch 1-4, Vet Scratch 2-3. Those are the total results of the 4th race. In this upcoming 5th race is the 10th running of the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby for 3-year-olds with $50,000 added, running for a purse of $52,560. Number 1, Caraway's Candy Lane, 3 pounds over. Number 5, Jess Raven, a rider change. The jockey is Josh Scott. Josh Scott rides number 5, Jess Raven. Corrected weight in the program will carry 128 pounds. Both number 6, Hanover Hill Linda, and number 7, Azur's Royalty, are 5 pounds over. Race 5 is Race A of this afternoon's Pick 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the racetrack has been upgraded now to good. The track upgrade is now good as of this upcoming 5th race.
Hello there. I'm here with a special guest. What's about that crazy sound? Not only a special guest, but at Woodbine and riding his first race at AjaxDowns today. Welcome to Ajax, Rafael Hernandez. You are well known, obviously, at Woodbine, Queen's Play winner. You've won thousands of races. You're the best jockey and one of the best jockeys in Canada many years. AjaxDowns. Jason Pascoe brings you to AjaxDowns. Having a little bit of trouble with the sound here. You've been watching the races here. You've come and visited. Is this something that you've wanted to do?
I actually do, and when I saw Jason in Remington 2 years ago, in Remington Park, and that's when we started talking about it, about come here and write a couple for him, and he got some big day today, and he asked me to come and write a few for him, and I got nothing else to do. I like water horses. I've been here a few times. It's a nice racetrack. A lot of people coming, just enjoying.
Very nice. Well, we're glad to have you. Best of luck on Keeper of the Stars. Very nice 2-year-old for Belinda Taggart and Ontario bred. So best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, we are just awaiting the horses coming out here for the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby. So let's take a look at some of the horses here. The favorite right now, number 5, Jess Raven. And Josh Scott is the replacement rider for this horse. Jess Raven actually seeking her first win in quite a few starts, and I'm kind of surprised that she's the big favorite at the moment. My selection in here is the number 4, All Out of Sugar. Currently 4-1, just went down from 70-1. We have 8 minutes to post still. All Out of Sugar, a Bob Marie Broadstock owned Don Reed trained horse. I showed his replay of his last race on the pregame show, and I think this horse is going to love the 350-yard distance. There's number 3, Summer's Grace, coming off her impressive maiden win for Chantal Bourgeois. And I know Bill Talon has made her his secret long shot bet of this race. Now, I think the favorite come post time will end up being the 9, Hanover Hill Teresa. She is on a 3-race winning streak for the Peacock Cattle Company. And this is a filly that has seriously just doesn't know the meaning of the word lose. She's been battling right to the wire in all of her starts. Corey Spatero will ride, and major contender there as well. Number 8, Bogey Wheels, 6-1. He's a horse that has been second and third in a lot of his starts, and he's definitely a contender as well. Just needs a little bit more of that killer instinct in the final bit of the race. We're going to get a closer look at these horses in the run-up. So let's take a look at them in the post-parade, and then we'll come back and do a quick chat.
The horses are now parading onto the track for the fifth race. It's the 10th running of the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby with $50,000 added, making it a total purse of $52,560. Number 1, Caraway's Candy Lane, owned by Luke Menard, trained by Jerry Horton, and ridden by Rachel Isaacs. Number 2 is the Hesty Sport Incorporated Senior Pagrana, trained by Bob Broadstock, Norman D'Souza in the saddle. Number 3 is Summer's Grace, owned and trained by Chantal Bourgeois, Cassandra Jeske in the irons. Number 4 is All Out of Sugar, owned by Marie Broadstock, trained by Don Reed, and ridden by Ramiro Sanchez Castillo. Number 5 is the Raven Racing Syndicate's Jess Raven, trained by Scott Reed, and ridden today by jockey Josh Scott. Number 6 is the Peacock Cattle Company's Hanover Hill Linda, trained by Joe Tavares, and ridden today by jockey Brian Bell. Number 7 is Azur's Royalty, owned by the partnership of Craig and Lauren Spada, trained by Craig Spada, the Mount to 10 Harriot. Number 8 is James Bogar's Bogey Wheels, trained by Barry Wood, and ridden by Tony Phillips. Number 9 is Hanover Hill Teresa, also owned by the Peacock Cattle Company, trained by Joe Tavares, the Mount to Corey Spataro. And completing the field, number 10 is Who's Hot Now, owned by the partnership of Marie Broadstock and Josie Pema, trained by Bob Broadstock, and ridden by jockey Ismael Mosquera. That is your field for the fifth race, going a distance of 350 yards. Just 2 minutes till post time. Race 5 is Race A of today's Pick 4.
Okay, 2 minutes to our first stakes race of the day. This is the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby. Nice payout coming for one of these lovely Ontario horses, and hopefully a nice payout for you. I was looking at the horses as they made their way onto the track. First of all, the 3-horse, Summer's Grace, looking very sharp. She actually went out onto the track before everybody else. She tends to get a little wound up, so she's handling herself well. I thought the winner, though, on looks of the entire race was the 9, Hanover Hill Teresa, and the money is just pouring in on her right now. Looked absolutely amazing, very much on her toes, very well turned out. There's Frankie Smooth's pick 4 wager. He is going to start with the 8, 9, and 10 in this race. I believe I threw in the 4 for this leg. Good luck in your wagers. This is going to be a super event. 10 horses in here and a nice payout for these Ontario sired horses.
All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. All the horses have now reached the starting point. It's post time. The horses are now entering the starting gates. First one in, number 6, Hanover Hill Linda. Right alongside is number 7, Azur's Royalty. Towards the inside stall, that's number 1, Caraway's Candy Lane, the lone maiden in this field. Number 3 is Summer's Grace. Number 8, Bogey Wheels. 5 is Jess Raven. Number 9, Hanover Hill Teresa. We have 3 left to load. Number 10, Who's Hot Now from the extreme outside. 1 of 2 in this field for Bob Broadstock. The last 2 to load will be number 2, Senior Prograna. The other trained by Bobby Broadstock. And then number 4, All Out of Sugar, owned by Marie Broadstock. All Out of Sugar goes in. The last one in, number 2, Senior Prograna, in the 10th running of the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby for 3-year-olds. They're at the post. Acting up in the gate, number 10, Who's Hot Now. And they're off. Oh, quickest in the center was Hanover Hill Linda. Towards the center of the track is All Out of Sugar, and from the extreme outside, Bogey Wheels and Hanover Hill Teresa. Closest to the inside is Senior Pagrana, and also in the center is All Out of Sugar. As they come down to the payoff, who's it going to be? It's tight, but it looks like All Out of Sugar is going to win the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby with a place photo between Bogey Wheels and Hanover Hill Teresa. The unofficial winner of the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby is number 4, All Out of Sugar. We've got a place photo between number 8, Bogey Wheels, and number 9, Hanover Hill Teresa, and a 4th place photo between number 2, Senior Pagrana, and number 3, Summers Grace. In the place photo, it was number 8, Bogey Wheels, getting second over number 9, Hanover Hill Teresa, finishing third. And in the 4th place photo, it was number 2, Senior Pagrana, finishing 4th. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a jockey's objection in this 5th race. The rider of number 9, Hanover Hill Teresa, has lodged a claim of foul against number 8, Bogey Wheels, your unofficial 2nd place finisher. Hold on to all tickets, please. The race is under review by the stewards. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, after a review of the video, the stewards have determined that there will be no change in the order of finish. The claim of foul 9 on 8 has been disallowed. The fifth race is now official. The winner of the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby, number 4, All Out of Sugar. 3-year-old Bay Gelding by Sugarman Perry out of All Whacked Out by Isa Special. Bred and owned by Marie Broadstock, All Out of Sugar is trained by Don Reed and ridden to victory by jockey Ramiro Sanchez Castillo. All Out of Sugar winning the distance with a time of 18.203 seconds, carrying a speed index of 83. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 10-4-5, 1-6-7, 9-2-3-8. Those are the total results of the fifth race. In this upcoming sixth race, we have a couple rider changes. Number 1, Firing Red Jess. The new rider is Brian Bell. Corrected weight will carry 5 pounds over. Number 3, Maryland Magic will now be ridden by jockey Rafael Hernandez. Corrected weight in the program will carry 120 pounds. Race 6 is Race A of the late Pick 3.
And what a sweet win in the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby for Marie Broadstock, who owns and bred All Out of Sugar. And congratulations to trainer Don Reed, preparing this Little Bay Gelding by Sugarman Perry out of the Broadstock family's top mare, All Whacked Out. And what a finish that was. I'm joined by winning rider Ramiro Castillo, who has ridden this fellow off and on for a few starts, including last time when I showed his replay earlier today when he was closing. He obviously loved the 350-yard distance today. Ramiro, congratulations. Tell me about the race. It was a big field. Everybody was waiting in the gate for a little bit of time, but how did your horse break from the gate, and how did the race go from there on?
No, really nice race. This morning, I'm very worried about the start, no? Today it started really nice. I'm going front probably very close to one lane in front.
Oh, wow.
Broke really fast. I'm trying to not whipping the first 100 yards. In the finish, yeah, strong.
And you said that, he broke fast, but that finish line seemed like it was further and further away, like you were just waiting to get to the finish line.
Yeah, the last 50 yards I feel the wire very, very far, no? In one moment you cannot pay attention to the man, yeah.
But how nice, because you have been riding horses for the Broadstock family for a couple of years now, but this year you are first call rider for Tom Dunlop. You still get to ride opportunities for Broadstocks. How nice is it to win this stakes race for Marie?
No, it's really nice. No, you more for Mary, all the time support me, my son too. It's amazing family all the time.
Yes, Alexis has decided that he's going to carry the trophy around for the rest of the day. So if you see a guy walking around here with the trophy, that's Alexis Castillo. Well, congratulations to the Castillo family. Congratulations to All Out of Sugar. That was an exciting race and well done. Congratulations, Don Reed and Marie Broadstock.
Thank you.
Whew, I don't know. That was the first stakes race. I can't wait to see what the next two stakes races are like. And we've got the next one. This is I think it's like the 48th running of the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship, and this is the top race for older horses on the grounds, and it's 440 yards, which is actually a quarter of a mile, and we have 5 of the top of the year here. And this is going to be a barn burner, no question. No surprise that the favorite right now is the 4, Had to Be Ivory. This is the horse of the year from 2 seasons ago, and he has been virtually unbeatable this fall, almost this whole season. 3 consecutive victories, including that sizzling track record outing in August when he broke the track record for 400 yards, winning by 2.5 lengths with a 110 speed index. Had to Be Ivory. You've seen his sister win today, 5 Bar Fandango, and he's just a wonderful horse, 16 wins and 21 starts. And this is his second try at this big race, the championship. He only tried it once, and that was 2 years ago. And he was a close 4th to Country Boy 1, 2, 3. So Had to Be Ivory, trying the 440-yard distance for the second time with Corey Spatero riding. So who else in this race can challenge the Ivory Man? Well, number 2, Spy for the Senate. Here's a guy who has won at this 440-yard distance. He's the only horse in the race that's won at the 440-yard distance, and he's 2 for 3. And Spy for the Senate is 3 for 4 this season as a 5-year-old stallion. And him and his stablemate, number 3, Maryland Magic, both do double duty. They race in the summertime, and they are stallions in the winter and springtime. So Spy for the Senate has won 3 of his last 4 starts. Last time, 440 yards. He completed the distance series with a victory over Country's Coming Back and Maryland Magic with a 108 speed index. Razor sharp Spy for the Senate, and there he is there. So very formidable opponent for Had to Be Ivory. Number 1, Firing Red Jess. He won the first stakes race of the season back in July, the Peacock Maturity. 21-1 he was that day for owner George Coleman and trainer Scott Reed. And Firing Red Jess defeated Had to Be Ivory. Now, since then, the races have gotten a bit longer. It's been a little bit tougher for Firing Red Jess to connect, but he did finish a close second in the Ontario Sire Stakes Maturity, and most recently got back on the winning track in an allowance race. But the distance of this race would seem to be the biggest challenge for Firing Red Jess. Brian Bell rides, and he's getting a leg up now. We got Maryland Magic, and of course on the outside, number 5, Country's Coming Back. Tough as nails and consistently good, always in the top 3, and he's seeking his first win at this distance. So good luck with the Peacock Championship, and we're going to check the horses as they warm up.
The horses are now parading onto the track for the 48th running of the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship for 3-year-olds and upward, running for a purse of $49,340. Number 1, Firing Red Jess, owned by George Coleman, trained by Scott Reed, and ridden today by jockey Brian Bell. Number 2 is Spy for the Senate, owned by Milena Fitchin, trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden by Ismael Mosquera. Number 3 is Maryland Magic, also owned by Milena Fitchin and trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden today by jockey Rafael Hernandez. Number 4 is Had to Be Ivory, owned by the partnership of Carol and Jamie Robertson, trained by Bryn Robertson, Corey Spataro in the saddle. And completing the field, number 5 is Ralph Pearson's Country's Comin' Back, trained by Don Reed and ridden by Cassandra Jeske. That is the field for the 6th race, going a distance of 440 yards. 2 minutes till post time. Race 6 is race A of the late pick 3.
Okay, 2 minutes to post for the championship. This is the 48th edition of this very popular race, worth just about $50,000, and the top older horses here. I forgot to mention that the 3-horse Maryland Magic is ridden by Rafael Hernandez. Originally, it was just the one mount he had today, but he is riding Maryland Magic in this stakes race. But right now, most of the focus is on the 4, Had to Be Ivory, riding the 3-race win streak, coming off a couple of wins, one of them a track record setting, and he is trying this championship for the second time, this distance for the second time for Carol and Jamie Robertson. Spy for the Senate looking very sharp on his way to the gate, and you can see the lovely backdrop there. All the horses, of course, these are old-timers that know what they're doing, so every horse looks great. I think it's going to be a very exciting finish. Don't count out the 5-horse. Country's Coming Back, 8-1. Big odds on that guy. Good luck.
All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. Have now reached the starting point and they're loading into the gates in the 48th running of the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship for 3-year-olds and upward, running for a purse of $49,340. Bit fractious behind the gate is number 1, Firing Red Jess. Resisting the load. Rider Brian Bell climbs off the horse and they will load Firing Red Jess. Firing Red Jess is in, and now jockey Brian Bell will climb aboard. Looking for his 3rd win of the afternoon is Brian Bell. Bell is aboard. Number 3, Maryland Magic, with jockey Rafael Hernandez making his AjaxDowns debut. 1 of 2 in the field for leading trainer Jason Pasco, winner of 2020 and the 2021 trainer champion also. From the outside stalls, both Had to Be Ivory and Countries Coming Back are in. The last one in will be number 2, Spy for the Senate. They're at the post. And they're off. Out quickly in the center of the track was Maryland Magic. Stuck at the gate was Spy for the Senate. On the outside has Had to Be Ivory. Country's coming back, and towards the rail is Firing Red Jess. Firing Red Jess is very game. In the center is Maryland Magic, Had to Be Ivory, and Country's coming back. Both asked to pick it up, but Rafael Hernandez is going to make his AjaxDowns debut, a victorious one in the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship. The unofficial winner of the 6th race was number 3, Maryland Magic. Second was number 5, Countries Coming Back. Third, number 4, Had to Be Ivory. And fourth, number 1, Firing Red Jess. We have a Stewart's inquiry in this 6th race regarding the start on the number 2, Spy for the Senate. Hold on to all tickets, please. The race is under review by the Stewart's. Stewart's inquiry regarding the start of the number 2 horse, Spy for the Senate. After a review by the video, the stewards have determined that number 2, Spy for the Senate, was given a fair start. Therefore, there will be no refund given. The numbers on the board will become official momentarily. The results of the 6th race are now official. The winner of the Alex Peacock Memorial Championship is number 3, Maryland Magic. 7 years old, black horse out of PYC Paint Your Wagon out of Purely Unsocial by Almighty Dash. Foaled in Maryland by Stephen Harris, Maryland Magic is owned by Milena Fitchin, trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden to victory by jockey Rafael Hernandez. Maryland Magic winning the distance with a time of 21.824 seconds, carrying a speed index of 103. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 45132. Those are the total results of the 6th race. In this upcoming 7th race, we have a couple overweights. Number 3, Ms. Mexican Mouse, 5 pounds over, and number 4, High Class Ecstasy, 5 pounds over.
Wow, what an edition of the Alex Peacock Memorial to Championship, easy for me to say. Maryland Magic has won his first time at 440 yards in his 6th attempt. A 7-year-old horse owned by Milena Fitchin, trained by Jason Pasco. And wouldn't you know it, our special guest today, gracing us with his presence, Rafael Hernandez has won his first ever race at AjaxDowns, and what a thrilling finish. Rafael picking up the mount, Maryland Magic. Tell me about the race. How did it go? This horse does break well. Did he break well, and how did it go down the stretch?
Yeah, he braked really good. He braked right in the top. I put the neck right away out of the gate, and then just try to use him much I can, he never give up.
And you had to be Ivory and Country's coming back on either side of you, and you guys were throwing it down. I mean, had to be Ivory, Horse of the Year, 16-time winner. I mean, these horses are, tough as nails. So is your horse. Did you think that you had the race won coming to the finish?
Yeah. When we hit the wire, I know I was in front. But he was next to me head to head into the last jump. My horse coming, he put the head in front, and that's all you need for a win.
Very, very understated, soft-spoken young man here. You've got your family here. Yeah. How does it feel to win your first race at AjaxDowns?
That feel good. I always like a quarter horse. Like I said before, back at home, I ride quarter horses. It's too much adrenaline. I love the adrenaline. That's why I'm in this shop. I enjoy this. And then today I got the opportunity with Jason come and perform here. and a beautiful Ajax, and I'm pretty sure that everybody in my family's here. Everybody's happy. We get one of the two, so we got the last one. We have to.
You got one more to go. That's right. And the gals clocked Maryland Magic going 69 kilometers per hour. So it's the speed, isn't it? I mean, you love it. You love the speed.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Well, good luck in the last race, the big Futurity, Rafael. Thank you for coming here, and congratulations on this big win, 9-1 Maryland Magic.
Thank you, and thank you guys for having me here.
Okay, congratulations, Milena Fitchin, Jason Pasco, with that wonderful 7-year-old stud horse, Maryland Magic. Thank you. And we are back. We have race 7 coming up, and this is where the late double starts. And we also have Superfecta and all the regular wagers here. We got the double going on to the big 2-year-old race, the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity. Race is a, whoa, I'm doing a little bit of, there we go, stop and start there. This race is a tricky one to figure out. Now, right now, the 7-horse SR Blue Hawk is taking most of the support. This is Jason Pascoe coming back again. This is a brown colt owned by Emily Obu. And SR Blue Hawk was off to a great start this year. Ismael Mascara rode him to 2 victories, and then he had to start getting into tougher categories, racing in the trial for the Peacock Derby, and then he qualified and then ran in the Peacock Derby, but the waters were just too deep. He dropped into a speed index event just like this one last time and was beaten ahead at odds on. So SR Blue Hawk, otherwise known as Olaf, is a major contender here. Ismael Mascara riding, and when horses come back in a week from the Jason Pascoe barn, in the last 2 years, they're winning at almost a 30% rate. Now, number 3, Ms. Mexican Mouse, and that was the selection by my guest handicapper, Bill Talon, today. She's taking a lot of early money, 4 to 5 on the board right now. And Ms. Mexican Mouse, who is not much bigger than a mouse, actually. She's only raced twice this year, been searching for spots to run, but she won her first outing of 2021, and that was even though she stumbled really badly at the start. Most recently on September 1st, a speed index event, 1 level higher than this, finished an even 5th behind the very tough filly AJ Chicken 15, who did come back to win. So Ms. Mexican Mouse off since September 1st, but has had a workout in the interim, and currently 4 to 5. We can look at number 2, Carolina's Girl. Ramiro Castillo has ridden her to 2 victories in her last 4 starts for owner Rick Crispy, and she moves up in class. She's been racing at 1 level below this one, but very strong finishes in her last 2 outings with a 77 and 68 speed index. And another one to consider in here is the 5-horse All Night Long. He's coming back in a week, and this is a Bob Broadstock trainee, Marie Broadstock. We've seen her already with a win today. And Tony Phillips is going to ride this Gray Gelding, who most recently, I think, just about didn't really handle the distance all that well in his most recent start, and I think cutting back to 250 yards is going to work well for the 5-horse All Night Long. So good luck with your wagers in this 7th race. Get ready for the Alex Peacock Futurity worth $115,000. You got daily double wagering available on this race, and make your picks in the big 2-year-old race coming up next.
The horses are now entering the track for today's 7th race. It's for 3-year-olds and upward with an average speed index of 80 and under, running for a purse of $10,000. Number 1, Piper's Return, owned by Les Baker and ridden by Corey Spataro. Number 2 is Carolina's Girl, owned by Rick Crispy and ridden by Ramiro Sanchez Castillo. Number 3 is Ms. Mexican Mouse, owned by Marie Broadstock and ridden today by jockey Brian Bell. Number 4 is High Class Ecstasy, owned by Marissa Hutchinson, 10 Harriot in the irons. Number 5 is All Night Long, owned by Marie Broadstock and ridden today by jockey Tony Phillips. Number 6 is You're Not the Boss of Me, owned by Christine Tavares and ridden this afternoon by Cassandra Jeske. And completing the field, number 7 is SR Blue Hawk, owned by Emily Obu, Ismail Mosquera in the saddle. That is your field for the 7th race, going a distance of 250 yards. Just 2 minutes till post time. All the horses are now approaching the starting gates, just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. The horses have now reached the starting gates, and they're loading into the gates. Number 1, Piper's Return, the first one in. Jockey Corey Spataro looking for his second win of the afternoon. Right alongside is Carolina's Girl. From the outside stalls all night long. 1 of 2 in the field for Bob Broadstock and Marie Broadstock. Looking for her second winner. You're Not the Boss of Me is in. Number 7, SR Blue Hawk, the lone 3-year-old, trying to give Jason Pascoe back-to-back winners. Last one in, High Class Ecstasy. They're at the post. And they're off. Ms. Mexican Mouse out quickest in the center. Towards the inside is Piper's Return. Now High Class Ecstasy, and from the far outside, SR Blue Hawk is gaining on Piper's Return. And SR Blue Hawk gets up to win it. Piper's Return was second, and You're Not the Boss of Me will complete the triactor. Race 7 unofficial, 7-1-6. The unofficial winner of the 7th race was number 7, SR Blue Hawk. Second was number 1, Piper's Return. Third was number 6, You're Not the Boss of Me in the show photo, with number 4, High Class Ecstasy, finishing 4th. Results of the seventh race are now official. The winner is number 7, SR Blue Hawk, 3-year-old brown colt by Second Painted Sign out of La Esterlina by Shazoom. Foaled in Texas by Sylvia Robles. SR Blue Hawk is owned by Emily Obu, trained by Jason Pasco. Back-to-back winners for Jason Pasco, and ridden to victory by jockey Ismael Mosquera. SR Blue Hawk winning the distance with a time of 13.568 seconds, carrying a speed index of 83. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 2764531. Those are the total results of the seventh race. In this upcoming eighth and feature race of the afternoon, we have the following changes. Number 3, Night Leader, is a steward scratch and will not go postward in this upcoming eighth race. We have a couple rider changes. Number 2, Raptor, will be ridden by Tony Phillips. Corrected weight in the program, 120 pounds. Number 5, Blazing Magician, jockey change to Rachel Isaacs, carrying 3 pounds over. And jockey change on number 10, SW the Redeemer. The rider is Josh Scott. Corrected weight will carry 128 pounds. Also the following overweights. Number 7, First Cold Wave, will be 5 pounds over.
What an exciting winner's circle here, and congratulations to Emily Obu, Jason Pasco for SR Blue Hawk. Olaf has won his third race of this year, and a lovely horse coming back in a week, and his favorite rider was riding, Ismael Mosquera, who's joined by his dad and his nice young daughter here, Michaela, and Ismael's also joined by some really recognizable fellows here. We have Jerome Lermite. Hello, Jerome. We have Kazushi Kamura, leading rider at Woodbine. He's very quiet. And Daisuke Fukumoto, last year's Queen's Plate winner, rider of Mighty Heart. I hear there's a good book coming out about that horse, and you're in it. I hear the writer is really good. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting distracted here. Ismael, tell me about SR Blue Hawk. How'd the race go?
SR Blue Hawk, Akano by Olaf.
Olaf, yes.
Come to improve himself so much through the year, through the season. He used to be all business, but we knew he had it inside of him. He just need some belief. So I'm thankful for Emily that she believed on him. So do we, Jason, and the results of it.
Very good. It must feel good to get that win. I know you've got one of the favorites coming up here in the $100,000 stake race. You just wanted to add something before you go?
Well, every time, in order to learn how to win, you need to learn how to lose too. So the day hasn't gone too good, but we turn around now looking for the next race, and good luck to all the jockeys in the race.
That's great. Well, very nice of you to say that, Ismael. And congratulations on that win. Good luck in the stake race. Guys, thanks for joining us at Ajax today. Very nice to see you here at Ajax. Beautiful day. And we got the big race of the year, the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity, coming up in 16 minutes. Okay, here it is, the 21st running of the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity. And it's the biggest race of the Ajax seasons. It's the richest race, and it is for 2-year-olds. So the purse, $115,290, and these 2-year-olds will race 400 yards. We have a field of 9. The 3-horse Night Leader has been scratched. We also have a host of rider changes. Blazing Magician, Blazing Magician number 5. I believe the rider is Rachel Isaacs. The 2-horse Raptor is Tony Phillips, and the bottom horse, number 10, SW the Redeemer, will be ridden by Josh Scott. So this race has the fastest finishers from the 2 trials a few weeks ago. And let's start with the number 9 horse, I Live for Candy. And this filly, I showed her replay from her trial when she was second to her stablemate, SW the Redeemer. And that was October 6th. And you had to see the race to believe it, but she didn't break that sharply. And it was her first start at AjaxDowns. She was coming in from Canterbury in Minnesota. There she is there, I Live for Candy. But she didn't break that sharply, and then the path in front of her kind of closed on her. So Ismail actually had to angle her out, and when he did, she absolutely flew through the stretch to finish second. Now, her stablemate, and there are a number of Pasco trainees in here, but this is another Milena Fitchin trainee. SW the Redeemer, number 10, won that trial. It was the slightly faster trial, 89 speed index, and he led all the way, making it look quite easy. Ricardo Moreno rode that day, but of course Josh Scott is riding today as Ricardo is unable to ride. SW the Redeemer had won his maiden at Canterbury Downs, and just like I Live for Candy, was making his AjaxDowns debut. Right now, 6-1 on SW the Redeemer. Let's talk about the favorite right now, and that is the 6-horse, Lethal Trace. And this is the undefeated fellow, and this is a Richard Winsakabi-owned 2-year-old trained by Michelle Woodley. And watching him come into the walking ring here, he was full of beans, so he was leaping all over the place, but looking very good. Corey Spatero rides this fellow. He won his debut despite some trouble, and then won his trial with an 88 quite comfortably, I thought. And of course, a lot of the horses behind him are in this field. There's number 7, First Cold Wave, very attractive, Ontario bred for Robert Bailey. And Brian Bell, very high on this horse. Of course, the 2-year-old won the Ontario Sires Futurity, so he's already a stakes winner. Ran well in the trial, finishing third to Lethal Trace and Blazing Magician. Very tall, a very elegant-looking 2-year-old. Now, of course, we should mention who Rafael Hernandez is riding, since he's 1-for-1 on the day, and he's on the 4-horse, Keeper of the Stars, and this is another Jason Pasco trainee, an Ontario bred for Belinda Taggart. And the 4-horse Keeper of the Stars, currently 11-1. He was third in the Ontario Sires Futurity to First Cold Wave and Night Leader, and then recently fourth to Lethal Trace in the trial. So he's been all close to the edges there, hasn't been worse than fourth. Hard-trying guy, son of Starfire Dash. So Keeper of the Stars right now, 12-1. We'll take a look at a couple more here. Number 1, Magic Flare, a bay filly. She has been second to Keeper of the Stars, recently 5th in the Ontario Sires Futurity, and 5th in the trial, won by Lethal Trace. So, very competitive group of 2-year-olds. Of course, it's all how they come out of the gate. But I have picked the 9-horse. Bill has picked the 6-horse. And there's lots of very exciting young prospects in this race. We're going to check them on post-parade. So tune in for that. Get your bets in and enjoy the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity.
The horses are now parading onto the track for the 8th and feature race of the afternoon. It's the 21st running of the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity for 2-year-olds, with $100,000 added, making it a total purse of $115,290, the richest race run in Canada. Number 1, Magic Flare, owned by Rick Crispy, trained by Tom Dunlap, and ridden by jockey Ramiro Sanchez Castillo. Number 2 is Raptor, owned by the partnership of Scott Reed and Colleen McCracken, trained by Scott Reed, and ridden today by jockey Tony Phillips. Scratch number 3, Night Leader. Number 4 is Keeper of the Stars, owned by Belinda Taggart, trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden today by jockey Rafael Hernandez. Number 5 is Blazin' Magician, owned by Milena Fitchin, trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden today by jockey Rachel Isaacs. Number 6 is Lethal Trace A's, owned by Richard Winsakabi, trained by Michelle Woodley, Corey Spataro in the saddle. Number 7 is First Cold Wave, owned by Robert Bailey, trained by Jason Pasco, the mount to Brian Bell. Number 8 is SW Snow Magically Cool, owned by Milena Fitchin, trained by Jason Pasco, the mount to Cassandra Jeske. Number 9 is I Live for Candy, also owned by Milena Fitchin and trained by Jason Pasco, and ridden by jockey Ismael Mosquera. And completing the field, number 10 is SW the Redeemer, also owned by Milena Fitchin and trained by Jason Pasco, the jockey Josh Scott. That is your field for the 8th race, going a distance of 400 yards. 2 minutes till post time.
Well, we just have about a minute or so to post time for the richest race of the AjaxDowns season. Don't forget, we have racing next week. We have our final day next Wednesday, November 3rd. I will be wearing shorts. And hopefully we will be having the first ever race around a turn on the last day of racing here at AjaxDowns. So keep posted on that by following us on social media. So the looks of these 2-year-olds, they're all very well behaved. Right now, Lethal Trace holding steady as the favorite. I thought some of the horses that looked good in the race, the one horse, Magic Flare, really looking professional out there. She's in tough, but certainly looks good for a 23-to-1 shot. The 2 outside horses, I Live for Candy, and the 10, SW the Redeemer, looking very sharp as well. This is 400 yards. They're 2-year-olds. Let's just hope for a clean trip for everybody. Good luck with your wagers, and we'll catch up with the winning connections very soon.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that live racing resumes here at AjaxDowns for the final time next Wednesday, with original post time scheduled for 12:55. All the horses are now approaching the starting gates. Just 1 minute till post time. They'll be loading shortly. All the horses have now reached the starting gates. It's post time. The horses are now entering the gates for the richest quarter horse race run in Canada. Number 7, First Cold Wave, is the first one in. One of 6 in the field for champion trainer 2020-2021, Jason Pascoe. Number 1, Magic Flare, trying to give jockey Ramiro Castillo the stakes double this afternoon after winning the Ontario Sires Stakes Derby with all at a sugar. Raptor is in. SW Snow Magically Cool, I Live for Candy, and 10 SW The Redeemer are all in. Acting up in the gate, unseating jockey Ramiro Castillo, is Magic Flare. Number 4 is Keeper of the Stars, trying to give Rafael Hernandez, the leading stakes rider from Woodbine Racetrack, an unblemished record to his resume with a stakes double on Keeper of the Stars. And the last one going in, Lethal Traces, the only unbeaten horse in this field, 2 for 2 lifetime, trying to give Corey Spataro the riding title. They're at the post. And they're off. Away slowly was Lethal Trace Hayes. Out quickest towards the inside. That's Keeper of the Stars. And right alongside is Blazing Magician, the long shot. From the far outside, here comes I Live for Candy. And they're all coming down in deep stretch. Blazing Magician still there. From the far outside, I Live for Candy. And it's First Cold Wave. Picture time. First Cold Wave. And I Live for Candy. SW the Redeemer completes the triactor. Race 8 unofficial. 7-9-10. The unofficial winner of the 8th race was number 7, First Coal Wave. Second was number 9, I Live for Candy. Third, number 10, SW the Redeemer. We've got a photo for fourth between number 6, Lethal Traces, and number 5, Blazing Magician. In the fourth place photo, it was number 6, Lethal Traces, finishing fourth. Results of the 8th race are now official. The winner of the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity, congratulations, goes out to First Cold Wave. Owner Robert Bailey, trainer Jason Pasco, and jockey Brian Bell on his third win of the afternoon. First Cold Wave is a 2-year-old sorrel gelding by Cold Hard Dash out of Cassie's Carver by Wave Carver. Both bred and owned by Robert Bailey, once again trained by Jason Pasco, his third win of the afternoon, and ridden to victory by jockey Brian Bell, his third win of the afternoon. First Cold Wave was timed in 20.121 seconds, carrying a speed index of 93. Rechecking from top to bottom, order of finish in your program should read 9-8 scratch, 654 1723. Those are the total results of the 8th race. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our day of live racing here at AjaxDowns. Until next Wednesday, with first race post time at 12:55. Until then, this is Frank Ferrari wishing everyone a safe drive home. Also, let's take it down now to Jennifer Morrison on the summarization of this Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity.
Well, there's the photo for the win in the $115,000 Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity for 2-year-olds. Ontario bred First Cold Wave, won by, what is that? Brian, what is that? Is that a nose?
Yeah, I'd say that's a nose.
Over SW the Redeemer, and sorry, I Live for Candy and SW the Redeemer. What an exciting race that was. Congratulations. I'm joined by owner and breeder Robert Bailey over here to my far right, and the winning jockey Brian Bell. And this is a 2-year-old sorrel gelding by Cold Hard Dash. This is his first crop of foals, people, standing in Ontario out of Cassie's Carver by Wave Carver. And Brian, you've been talking about this horse all season long. You've been excited about him. He hasn't won every race, but he's 3 for 6 coming in, and now you just won the biggest race of the year. How did it go from start to finish?
He was just an awesome horse. He went in the gate, he did his thing, gates open, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Now, did you think that you had won? Like, were you leading and they were charging at you, or were you?
I saw Ishmael on the inside, but then I said, okay, let's give you a couple little cracks here, and then he just jumped those 2 extra strides, and he just pulled it off.
And you thought you'd won?
I thought we won, yes.
And how does it feel to win the richest race of the season? It's not a long season, but, there's a lot of competition between you and the guys and gals here, and you've won the biggest race of the year.
You know what? It's awesome, and I haven't won this race, I don't even think, since the old track. I think I won it 3 times on the old track, and not since the new track is open, I've won this race. It's just been awesome.
Well, that's great, Brian. Very good for you. And we still have one more racing day to go, so maybe some more wins coming your way. But congratulations.
And I want to say congratulations to Bob and his family for breeding such a great horse, and Jason for training a wonderful horse like this. It's just an awesome to be on it.
Yeah, and I know that he came up to your expectations. Robert Bailey. We've seen you over the years with One Cool Wave, that wonderful gray horse of yours, and now you've bred this 2-year-old by a stallion that you guys all sort of own a piece of, I guess, Cold Hard Dash. Come up right here. Tell me about, was this guy, right at the top of your list of horses that you thought were going to be good when he was born?
When he was born, he was kind of an interesting young fella, and then seemed to take a little while to pick things up. But once he got it figured out, he was good to go. But we watched him down in Remington Park. We watched him there a day. We were down, and we just watched his stride, watched him move, and I'm going, this thing's a racehorse.
And funny enough that he actually finished 10th in that debut, because he was sort of racing greenly. But
racing greenly, racing at night. I mean, that was a big world to him down there.
Yeah.
You know what? It gave him a lot of experience, and it probably helped him here.
That's right. An Ontario bred beating some pretty darn good American breds. How does it feel?
Horses, and they all ran hard, and it was a great race, safe race. Everybody got home, but thanks to Jason and Brian, and we have another winner.
Well, congratulations, Robert. Well done. Beautiful 2-year-old. Can't wait to see him next year as a 3-year-old. He's already nice and tall and leggy. And what about those Ontario bred and Ontario sired horses winning the biggest race of the year?
Well, it's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
And I think there'll be more.
Well,
the
good.
sires are up here, are getting better, and I hope everybody breeds.
Yeah, I hope so too. We still have one more day of racing next Wednesday, November 3rd. Thank you, Bob. November 3rd. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We might have the first turn race at AjaxDowns. We'll see you next Wednesday.